Welcome to the Fleet Geeks podcast. We're here to help develop fleet and transport professionals. Do you want to progress and develop your skills and knowledge? We promise to bring lively conversation and debate around interesting issues and keep you bang up to date with changes in our awesome industry. The Fleet Geeks are a community of professionals, and if you enjoy the podcast, why not join the discussion for free in the Fleet Geek community over on Facebook. Red light's rolling. All right?
Yeah.
Joined by Sharni today. You ready for another roll at the old podcast though?
Ready.
Cool. So hosted your first Fleet Geeks networking. Quick reminder, this is really a podcast to remind people of the different stuff we offer for Fleet Geeks. So last Wednesday of the month today as we record this, how did your networking go?
Really good. We had our mascot there, Peter.
He's going to love having a shout out on the podcast.
He always supports us, and he was in the networking today, and it was quite insightful. I know we've always had these networking running, and as well as the peer-to-peer group, but it's something I've always left either to yourselves or to John Bagley. I've never really got involved, so it's nice that I'm kind of touching base with these things. Nice discussions, everything from fleet software to how to manage change in a business. And yeah, it was quite different. And then we touched a little bit about me taking my transport manager in November, gave me a little bit of advice around that. So that was quite nice. But it's just nice to have a community and actually talk to other people that are in similar shoes to you.
Awesome. And that's the absolute purpose of the networking. So the networking is free of charge currently. Eventually, we're going to look to ensure that only members of Allied will be on the networking. So I'm encouraging people to make the most of it whilst it is still free to access. So the networking is every month on the last Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. And Sharni was thrown in the deep end this morning because John, who normally hosts it, is delivering transport manager and wasn't going to be able to do it. So you just winged it, right? And you cracked on and got it done. One of the other things that I wanted to share whilst we had you was we've had a bit of a revamp of the peer-to-peer group. So one of the reasons we do the networking is to then encourage people to join the peer-to-peer group, which is a paid service. And the peer-to-peer group is essentially a mentoring group. So Shani, ask me some questions.
How does the format and the meetings run?
Cool. So there's been some changes to the peer-to-peer group. The format historically has always been on the last Wednesday of the month. We'd start at 6 p.m. and finish at 9 p.m. And the format would be is there's around 10 to 12 members at any time. Sometimes people can't make it, and what happens is we pre-agree some education slots. And I've just seen you gasp. So
it's Jamie's birthday, and I've not put the card in the envelope, and it's right next to him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. That's so funny. And he's just walked through the door. Anyway, we're going to go and get it fixed. We're going to go and get it fixed in a minute. But the format is, so we used to run 6 till 9, and the format would be education slots, issue processing, best practice, those kinds of things. Did a survey recently of the members because it's important to continuously evolve. So I've made some changes.
And what are those changes?
Awesome. So the changes that have come up is we're going to continue to do the last Friday session, but we're going to actually shorten the session. So rather than 3 hours, which is quite a long time, we're going to run them 6:30 till 8 p.m. And we're now going to run 2 sessions a month. So John Bagley's going to continue to host the last Wednesday of the month. And that Wednesday, we're going to be doing 2 education slots a month.
Hello, it's Sharni from Flagship Partners. We are really proud to sponsor the Fleet Geeks podcast. If you need expert advice or training for your fleet business, make Flagship Partners your first choice. We are really excited to announce the launch of our Transport Manager Academy. With expert development for fleet leaders, we offer fully accredited initial Transport Manager CPC training, CPC refresher, and operator license awareness training, as well as mentoring, support, and professional development beyond the qualification. Our vision is to develop elite fleet professionals.
And the feedback was people wanted to have them recorded. So we're going to then record those for people to be able to, only members will be able to access them in the future. So, and we're also going to issue CPD certificates for them as well.
Nice.
And then what we're doing is moving the issue processing. So what I mean by that is where transport managers are able to come and share some of the challenges they're facing, and then get help and support and advice for them. That's going to be hosted by Jay Riddler, who is one of our flagship guys, does our transport manager CPC training, and he's going to host those every second Tuesday of the month. So they're going to be once a month on the second Tuesday from 6:30 till 8. And then by prior agreement, we're also going to offer new members or new transport managers additional Ask Me Anything questions. So Jay will extend that time a bit earlier for those people who want to jump on. So we've really sort of diversified the offering. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Does sound good. And then also you have, yes, John and Jay are both very experienced, but they've had different experiences. So they'll be able to touch in different areas. So you get more value, really, if anything. So, yeah, sounds good.
Absolutely. And we're encouraging at the moment, we're on the lookout. So at the moment, several of the peer-to-peer group are external transport managers, and we're on the lookout for more internal transport managers, because the next step is we're going to do like working groups specifically for external transport managers and internal transport managers. So it doesn't matter what type of transport manager you are, all are welcome, and both Jay and John, who host these, have both got experience of both roles. So very interesting insights to share. And
I think what would be good as well, you don't necessarily need to be a transport manager now. I think even if you're someone like me who's thinking about taking that course, it might help you get an insight of what's to come, what challenges you might face, and if you are quite worried about it as well, or if this is the right career path for you, you could already have like a taster. So I think even for those that aren't already qualified, I think it would still be good for them.
Perfect, yeah. And you're absolutely right. So it's a great, you can try it for free. It's a free trial. And then the other thing that peer-to-peer members get is the WhatsApp group. So they have access to really experienced mentors in the group who are able to give support and advice during the course of the month and outside the meetings. So it's a lovely community of people where we get to share best practice and share ideas.
And I'm pretty sure you do social events off the back of them now and again.
Yeah, we do. So we're organising the Christmas party. So it won't really be a party. It'll probably be a Christmas meal, but we're going to try and get together beforehand to do some training stuff before too in person. So it's not only held on Zoom. We do try and get together wherever possible. So we're going to try and get everyone together in early December for a Christmas meal and to do some training too. So thanks for coming on the podcast, Sharni. I really appreciate it.
I'll be back soon.
Yeah,
watch
awesome.
this space.
Yeah, thanks for coming, and hope the listeners are interested. Sorry to have bombarded you over the last few minutes, but we just wanted to remind people about that free networking and about the peer-to-peer group, because we haven't really spoken about them in a while. So I think it's important for people to be aware they're coming up. And also in November, we've got the next Transport Manager CPC. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking about taking your Transport Manager CPC, do get in touch with Sharni and the team, because we've got some spaces on that course. It's an absolutely fantastic course. Or if you've taken your course with someone else and you need to resit the exam with SILT in particular, get in touch, because you could do our revision days. We have revision days in the 2 days leading up to the next SILT exam in November. So get in touch if you're interested in those as well. We'd love to have you come and sit the exam with us.
And just to touch on that, and even if you've just taken your exam and unfortunately you failed one paper or whatnot, we do have sooner resits coming up in October as well.
Fantastic. Thanks for sharing, Sharni, and thanks for listening, guys, and I'll see you on the next podcast. Thank you very much.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share with your friends and colleagues too. Join us for free on Facebook with the Fleet Geeks community for transport and fleet managers. Fleet Geeks offers ongoing professional development, networking and mentoring too. So get in touch with me, Pete Rushmer, on any social media platform to find out more.